Hello, everyone. This week's videos of our Torah is sponsored by Dr. Robert Levine. In memory of his mother, Shirley Levine, Sarah Bas David Aleh Shalom, whose yahrzeit is observed on the 5th of Sivan. And we thank Dr. Levine, and it should be an aliyah for his mother's neshama. Over the last number of days, we have all been reading and watching the news as the situation in Israel has escalated and intensified and worsened, approaching a war. We have been able to watch the video of thousands of missiles, rockets shot indiscriminately over the cities of Israel. The last number that I remember reading, 9 Israelis have been killed, maybe it's more, others injured, and thousands, if not millions, living in fear. We have recently seen more Israeli soldiers called up, put into harm's way, more worried that they will be called to active duty. And we've watched shocking, terrifying riots, mob attacks by Arabs on Jews, and unfortunately by Jews on Arabs. For many of us in the community, we have not been reading the news about these events, but have been hearing them firsthand from our close friends and relatives who are living in Israel, whether they be older parents, siblings, children and grandchildren that are living in Israel, telling us about what it's like to run to the miklat, to a safe room in the middle of the night carrying a child, or the shock and fear the first time they heard the siren go off, or those who unfortunately maybe even have suffered more directly. In Shul, we've been davening for them. We all should be davening for Israel, for the land, for the country, for all of its citizens, for the Jewish people. And one parak of Tehillim we've begun saying, because it is appropriate for this time, is Tehillim Parak Kuf Chaf Hey, Tehillim 125. It is one of the songs of ascent, Shir Hamalos, but one that is not as recited as often as some of the more famous ones. And right now, what I'd like to do is read it with you, study it with you, and in a way, pray by reciting it together with you. And if you'd like to, you can pause the video right now and go grab a sitter if you'd like. Again, Tehillim Kuf Chaf Hey 125, or look it up on your phone. It's just 5 or 6 psukim, but I'd like to study it, read it together. Shir Hamalos. Habotchin b'Hashem, those who trust Hashem, who find security in the Lord. Har Tzion lo yimot leolam yeshev, is like Mount Zion, Har Tzion of Yushalayim, which does not falter, which sits, which lasts forever. The mountain itself will last forever. The people that dwell upon it, that which Har Tzion symbolizes, will last forever. Someone who trusts in Hashem as an individual is like a mountain that will last forever. We stand in awe of the Jewish people who live in Israel, who are under threat, who in danger, have the strength of their bitachon, have the strength. They're like mountains that, despite everything, go on with their regular lives, despite everything, trust in Hashem and exhibit incredible strength. Yerushalayim harim saviv la, and just as Jerusalem is surrounded by mountains, v'Hashem saviv le'amo me'ata ve'ad olam, so too the Lord Hashem surrounds his people now and forever. Yerushalayim, the old city, the Temple Mount, is built on a smaller mountain or hill, and it is indeed surrounded. It's not just a metaphor. If one looks around the landscape of Jerusalem, it is surrounded by other larger mountains and tall hills. Some of those are well known to us: Har Zeitim, Har Tzofim, Mount Scopus, Mount Olives, but all around in all 4 directions there are mountains that surround Jerusalem. Hashem placed Yerushalayim, the center of the Jewish people, again in this beautiful and secure boundary of mountains surrounding it. And so too, every person who believes in Hashem, they feel like a mountain. They are strong, but they should know their strength is not only in them. Really, they are surrounded by something greater, by Hashem, who surrounds each person, like the mountains that surround Jerusalem. Ki lo yanuach shevet haresha al goral hatzadikim. Oh, do not let the rod of the wicked rest, strike the lot of the righteous. The greatest tragedy is when the righteous suffer. Laman lo yishlechu hatzadikim ba'avlasa yedehem, the most difficult verse of the chapter. Literally, in order that the righteous will not extend their hand in iniquity. Now, that doesn't at first glance seem to make sense. Protect the righteous from the attacks of the wicked, so the righteous will not extend their hands in iniquity. Rashi reads it to mean because the righteous do not extend their hands in iniquity, they deserve your protection. But other traditional commentaries and modern ones read it as literally in order. Protect the righteous, protect Israel, so that it will not extend its hand into iniquity. When people are threatened, when people live in fear, when people have been attacked, when people have been traumatized generationally, it can bring out the worst in people. It can bring out fear and violence. It can bring out rage. And we have seen this. We have seen how the situation, how all of the complex events of present and past, not to give a pass to violence, to uncontrolled rage of the Jewish mobs, but we see how it brings out the worst in the Jewish people. Chazal also understood this phrase as referring to not just the rod of the wicked, of the enemies of Israel, but of the Yetzer Hara. Do not let the Yetzer Hara fall upon the Jewish people when they are threatened. Do not let their worst instincts come out. Heitiva Hashem latovim v'lisharim b'libosam. Do good, give good, bestow good upon those who are good and who are upright in their hearts. V'hamatim akalkulosam yolichem Hashem espolei ha'aven. And those who turn with corruption, with who are perverse, let Hashem lead them with all of the doers of iniquity to destruction. We daven for the protection of the Jewish people. We also daven for the removal and for the destruction of evil and wickedness, of violence, and of those wicked enemies of the Jewish people who are bent on its destruction, who are terrorists. And the parak concludes, Shalom al Yisrael, that there be peace on Israel. This parak is a declaration of faith, and it is a prayer that Hashem should protect the Jewish people. Hashem should protect Yerushalayim. Hashem should protect the Jewish people from the attacks of the evil. Hashem should protect the Jewish people from the Yetzer Hara, from the evil inclination, to not respond to evil with evil. But Hashem should bestow us with good, with tov. Hashem should protect the Jewish people. Hashem should destroy the enemies of the Jewish people. And Shalom al Yisrael. As we have been, we will say this parak of Tehillim. We will daven it this afternoon, after Mincha, before we begin Kabbalah Shabbos at Shul. If you will not be at Shul, you can say it yourself, Tehillim Kuf Chaf Hey 125, either before you begin to daven or before you light candles. And we hope that this Shabbos will bring peace and protection and security and calm to Israel and the Jewish people. We hope that when Shabbos is over and we turn on our phones and we open up our computers to read the news, that is a headline that we will be reading. Shalom al Yisrael. Everyone should have a good Shabbos and a Shabbat Shalom.